Welcome to Addicted to Watches. Today, we're doing it again. We're unboxing the most recent watch I bought. To be honest, I wasn't planning to buy this watch, but I happened to come across it in a second-hand shop for a price I couldn't refuse. It's also one that's pretty rare now, after being discontinued a few years ago. As you can see from the box, it's another Orient watch. So let's dig in and find out what I got. Let me set the scene. If you've watched my other video tour of a local book off, it will be quite similar to that. I come to one of the local second-hand shops in search of air conditioning to escape the rising humidity. Usually, there are some interesting watches here, but nothing that would generally tempt me to part with my yen. There are a few cabinets of watches, separated into fashion and serious watches. I skip past the fashion ones and start with the Swiss offerings. Nothing too exciting. Seiko is up next, and I saw a couple of interesting vintage quartz pieces, but not much else. Citizen comes after that, and it's mostly Eco Drive, so I skip over them. Finally, I come to the miscellaneous cabinet, and usually Orient is the first brand I look for here. I see two watches, one all-gold Orient 3-star, which is their equivalent to Seiko 5. Then, I see this watch here next to it. Before I bought it, I didn't actually realize it came with its original box, so that was a nice bonus. And when we open that box up, we see this, the Orient SER2B001B, better known as the Orient Chicane. Straight away, looking at the dial, we can see that it's taking some big inspiration from the Rolex Explorer. And that is part of what made it so popular when it was still made, and even more now that it's not. The very square numerals at 6, 9 and 12 don't follow the same layout as Rolex, which I prefer, as this dial makes room for a date complication. I'm also not a big fan of the Mercedes handset on many of Rolex's watches, so these Dauphine hands with the loom down the middle is another good change. Now of course, this is a second-hand watch, so there is a decent amount of wear on certain parts of the watch, but overall, it's in acceptable condition. Also in the box is the original hang tag, warranty card, and instruction manual, as well as the extra links I removed from the bracelet. It's a simple box, but then again, it is a budget watch, so it's perfectly fine. Even some Seiko watches costing much more than this one come in packaging of comparable quality. Like I said, I wasn't planning to buy a watch when I went in there, but this being as rare as it is, and for the price I paid, I couldn't resist. So how much did I pay? I paid 7,700 Japanese yen, which as of right now, converts to about $60 US. Hard to argue at that price. Keep an eye out for the full review of this piece coming sometime soon. What do you think about this watch? Had you heard of this line from Orient before? Do you have one, or is it too similar to the Rolex? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next time. If you've made it this far and enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it.